Hello. Here's a math joke for you. What did 0 say to the 8? Nice belt. Okay, now we'll do some math. What do you know? Here's my question. What do you know if A times B equals 0? Think about it. Hopefully, maybe you thought that either A has to equal 0 or B has to equal 0. Or they could both equal 0. But if one of them has to be 0. So we're going to use that idea today. And in your notes, you have an example, and it says, set the quadratic equation equal to 0. And the reason why is because we're really saying that y equals 0. Because on a quadratic, that's an O, 0. On a quadratic equation, can I draw? This is my parabola. And there we have some zeros here. I just drank coffee, and my hands are really shaky. This is extra hard to draw. Here are my zeros. They're on the x-axis, so they're when y equals 0. So when we are solving quadratics, we have been graphing them and like finding the points in the axis of symmetry and the vertex. But we're going to stop doing that for today and just find the zeros, and we're going to do that by factoring. So we're going to set y equal to 0. So in your example, what do we have? We have y equals x cubed plus 3x minus 10. So we're going to switch this to 0 equals x squared. How do I do a squared on this? I don't know. We'll do a caret. X squared plus 3x minus 10. And then we're going to factor the whatever's on the right side. This says left side in your notes, but let's do the right side. So we're going to factor this and say 0 equals, what is it? Two things that multiply to become negative 10 and add to become 3 are positive 5 and negative 2, right? Yeah. All right. And your little multiplication symbol is right in between here. So like this example up here where we're multiplying two things and they equal 0. So either the first thing had to equal 0 or the second thing had to equal 0. So in this case, I can't click on my, all right, new text box. I'm using Paint. Who uses Paint? So either x plus 5 has to equal 0 or x minus 2 has to equal 0. So if x plus 5 equals 0, I'm going to rewrite this without the parentheses. Then we're going to minus 5 to both sides. This is a ridiculous way of doing math on a computer. Then the minus 5's cancel, and 0 minus 5 is negative 5. So that's the case for x plus 5. And then on the other side, rewriting it, x minus 2 equals 0. And then we'll add 2 to both sides. Ooh. And then, come back up here. And then we get, let's see, 0 plus 2 is 2. So those are the places where this graph up here, this equation, crosses the x-axis. And we can write them in brackets. How do we do brackets? There we go. Negative 5, comma 2. So there's our final answer. Those are our zeros. So instead of making a table like we have been doing, or like what you did on the quiz, you can just find the zeros by factoring and then setting each factor equal to 0. So give some of these a shot. You're actually going to do all the problems. The bottom ones are when they're not in standard form. So you just have to move everything over to the side to set them equal to 0. So good luck.